clearly to me, and I think to a lot of people that watch the game, study the game, Kansas City isn't the same Kansas City as what we're used to seeing, especially heading into the playoffs.
Right.
Mahomes has had a down year. The receivers haven't gotten it done. Offensive line, the penalties, the giving up of the sacks. Like I said, Mahomes hadn't gotten it done. So it's going to be very, very interesting because I think Miami, the thing that Miami can do because they are explosive, their defense has been hampered. You lose Jalen Phillips. You lose Bradley Chubb. Those are your pressure guys. Both of those guys, I think, had 95 pressures. Both of those guys are your sack guys.
Right.
So now you're kind of Van Ginkel, I think that's how you say his name, 43. He went out. I don't know if he came back in, but I know he got nicked and went out. Christian Wilkins is a monster. He's playing really, really well. Put very pressure on the quarterback. He's great against the run, and he's a good interior lineman at pressuring the quarterback. But is that enough? But it just might be, given the offensive line that they're going to be facing next week, next Saturday night on Peacock. So I'm anxious to see that matchup, to see how it turns out, because I think this is the first time we can honestly say, since Patrick Mahomes has become the starter, that going into the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs aren't the favorite.
Yeah. So you're right. It probably is a blessing in disguise. Obviously, the one thing when I think about the Chiefs defensively, and Ladarius Sneed matches up very well against Tyreek. I think he does some of the great job.
Well, they played him early, and I think they played him in Germany, or where they play?
Yeah, I think they might have been in Germany too, huh?
I think it was Germany.
It might have been the one that Ladarius Sneed,
and they jumped out to a 21-0 lead. They ended up holding on 21-14.
Yeah. And I think he's one of the few players I've seen that actually get up in Tyreek's face that chooses to challenge him and really not care. He plays very, very, very physical with Young Bull. He plays very physical with him, jump jamming, pressing, trying to do all he can to frustrate him. And I'm sure he's going to try to disrupt that timing in the offense again, because Tua is a timing thrower. He's a rhythm thrower.
Yes.
Timing of that offense. So I'm sure that's going to be an issue and a problem. So they're going to probably have to move Reek around and find some mismatches for him to get that team going offensively. I think Jalen Waddle will also be back.
Yeah. Will Mostert be back? They do have Achan back. So it's interesting to see, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Achan played when they was overseas. Obviously, Mostert was there.
He was out his knee. He was out with the knee.
Chiefs like to play a lot of two-man. And I'm not really concerned. You can play that coverage when you don't have a running quarterback. You would never play that coverage against Lamar or Justin Fields or guys.
They got to turn their back. You can't do that.
I'm not really concerned about Tua. I play that coverage against Tua. I'm not worried about him going anywhere. And if he does, he's not going to get very far. So you play that coverage against quarterbacks that you don't think that can hurt you with their legs. So it's going to be interesting to see. The Chiefs defense has played outstanding all year long. They've been very good. I was happy to see Chris Jones get that sack and get that 1.25.
They saw the sideline, they were cutting up.
Yeah, man, they were happy for him. I mean, you a guy that plays like CJ does, you know, he gives you everything he got every game.
Yeah.
And he had to take a little reduction, and they put it in the form of incentive. Well, that was supposed to be his money anyway.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be his money anyway.
But he had to hold out. They chose not to pay him, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He on the market.
He'll be a free agent. So it's gonna be. Are they gonna franchise him? I think because of him, I gotta sign. I gotta resign him. I got to.
I don't know.
I gotta resign him. Wait.
They like to play games. If you listen, why not sign him the first time? Why not sign him the first time this year when you know what you get? Why the man got to hold out all the way to goddamn training camp just to get his money, and you still don't get the job done? He has a hell of a season again to show you his worth and his value.
Pro Bowl, yeah.
So listen, if you don't want to sign him, let the man go. Let the man walk. Let him get what he deserves, because they're gonna back at the.
No, I can't let him go for nothing. You can't let him go for nothing.
All right. Well, do what you need to do. The draft is coming up. You know,
all I'm saying, we in this relationship. Now, if you go over there with him, I ain't gonna pay no alimony. I ain't gonna pay no nothing. What you gonna do? If you want to be over there with him, if you want her, you got to take on all the responsibilities. Come along with
well, listen. If you don't want me, how you gonna get mad and want something in return when it's time for me to go elsewhere?
No, I might not, but I don't want nobody else to have you.
See?
Yeah.
You
know that thing go, Ocho.
Yeah,
you know how it
works.
goes.
That's crazy. That's crazy how that works.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah. That's crazy. Listen, I don't want you, but
but
I don't want nobody
I
else
think
to
they're going
have
to
you.
resign him. He's been too good. He's the only guy on that defense that you really fear, especially that front seven. He's the guy that if he singles up, he's going to hit your quarterback.
Yeah, every time.
He's the guy. Now
Every
they
time.
got some great players, but their great players are reliant on him. He gets the double team and not everybody else. He's the one guy that when you drawing up, when we come in that meeting room on Wednesday, he's the guy that's circled.
Yeah.
If we don't stop him, we can't win this game.
Right.
We can't run our offense. We have to find a way to neutralize 95. So that's what the game plan is for Miami. Find a way to, where is he at? Identify where 95 is. Okay, we're gonna go from there.
Right.
That's how you're gonna do that. But congratulations, Buffalo Bills. Had an up and down season, but when they pushed all the chips to the middle of the table, Ocho, and you had to have it, you went on the road and you won in a hostile environment. You won the division for the fourth consecutive time. And there's still those questions. The Dolphins have beat one team with a winning record in 2023. One.
Yeah.
One. Ocho, those are the facts.
Yeah.
I know you don't remember Dragnet. There was a guy named Joe Friday. And all the thing he would always say, just the facts, man. All that other stuff you talking, just give me the facts.
Wait, wasn't Dragnet like a detective commercial?
It was.
Like
Joe
Columbo.
Friday.
Just like Columbo.
Yeah,
I remember Dragnet.
Joe Friday, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Dragnet. Okay.
Just the facts, man. That's what I just gave you. The Miami Dolphins have beat one team. That was the Dallas Cowboys that had a winning record.
Right.
And that was in week 16. So congratulations. Miami, you got a very short week. You play Sunday night and you got to get on the road, get on the plane, and you got to go to the Midwest. Don't know the weather. Kansas City, it's probably going to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be cold.
Probably in the 40s. That ain't bad though. Ain't bad. I like 40,
it all depends.
That's football.
Is it an afternoon game or is it a night game?
They
40 in the afternoon ain't gonna be 40 at night.
Right. Okay, let's say about 30. 30 ain't that bad. That's football weather.
You know what the temperature is right now?
Right, about 30.
2 degrees.
Where?
In Kansas City. In Kansas City.
Come on, man. I don't even get that cold.
2 degrees. Like that. And the hell you say?
Oh, you talking about 2 degrees because of the wind chill.
I'm talking about 2 degrees. I don't care what it's because. They say, oh man, Ocho, you know what they say? Man, it's that humidity. It's that no, it don't matter. 120 degrees is 120 degrees. I don't care if there's no humidity, some humidity, dry heat, no heat. 120 is 120. Oh man, the wind, bro. After you get to a certain point, you just cold.
Yep.
Your body don't know the difference. You think your body know the difference between 0 degrees and -5?
No, absolutely.
No. You cold. At that point, you're cold.
Yeah.
So Aiden Play says, hey, Mr. Sharpe, what's wrong with the Dolphins? Is it injuries or just bad performing players or bad play calling? Well, look, everybody has injuries. Yeah, some teams have more injuries than others. Right. I mean, losing Bradley Chubb, who you paid a ton of money to get after the quarterback, losing Jalen Phillips, who you paid a ton of money to go there and get after the quarterback. That hurts.
Yeah.
Because now you're asking your back end to hold up a little longer because it's going to take you a little longer to get to the quarterback.
Right.
But it comes down to this. Your best players have to play their best when you need them to. And this was a game you needed your best players. Tua, you needed Tyreek, you needed those guys to play their best.
Right.
And that didn't happen. Tyreek had a touchdown. But Tua didn't have a good game. Tua was 17 of 27, 173, a touchdown and 2 picks. That's not enough. Given the type of season that Tyreek has had, you needed him to be somewhere, Ocho, 10, 12 catches, $150, $175, 2 touchdowns. He needed to have his thumbprint on this game, and it wasn't.
Got to. You know, and I had half the time with the young bull that just asked about what's the problem with the Dolphins. I don't think ain't nothing wrong with the Dolphins. Ain't nothing wrong with the Dolphins. I think the problem is, and the issue is, as I always say, listen, the Saints played the Falcons today. You saw what the Saints did to the Falcons? What, 41,
48,
some crazy, 48. It's a division opponent. That's the kind of game the Dolphins need to have today. They need to make a statement. Listen, that's my home team. That's home team. I'm from Liberty City. I want to see the Dolphins win and get into the playoffs. I want to be able to talk shit too. I want to be able to, I want to be able to counter for the receipts that Tua talks about when I get on with you. Right now, I'm at a loss for words, and there's really nothing. I love to defend everybody. And I actually can't tonight. I can't. I just can't. I can't even defend my Eagles. There's nothing I could do. Everything you said this entire year has goddamn come true if you really think about it. Like, think about it. Think about it.
Ocho.
And I try to defend everybody tooth and fucking nail, week in and week out, the best way I can. But now my back is kind of against the wall, and there's nothing I can do. To me, or for me, I think, like you just said, the Dolphins going into Kansas City, Tyreek Hill has to put his thumbprint on the game and take it over. The way Mike.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say the way Michael Jordan to take over a game.
Yes.
And knowing the way LeBron could take over a game. Yes. Like, I'm going to put this on my back. Tyreek got to do that. He got to go to the offensive staff, man. Move me all over the place. Do whatever you need to do.
Right now it's 34 degrees in Kansas City.
Okay, I was right.
It's supposed to be 2 degrees on Saturday night in Kansas City.
Oh, coming up.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Like, listen, I'm not the weatherman,
Yeah.
How is it gonna go from 34 and in a week be 2 degrees? Kansas City don't even get that cold. I can see if it was Buffalo.
The hell, I don't know. Yeah, clearly you never played in Kansas City, but I played in Kansas City. Kansas City get cold as hell. Yeah, it does.
2 degrees?
2. It get colder than that, and that ground is hard too.
But
it used to have turf, but it's grass now.
Right.
But
it gets
hard there. Let's revisit Aiden plays. He said, what's wrong with is the injury, bad performing players, or bad play calling? It's just your expectations.
They high.
The Dolphins have been like this all year. They've been like this all year. It's just that you had expectations, or you thought that at some point in time there's nothing wrong with the Dolphins. Everything's gonna work out. I remember, Ocho, you said what you tell me. Man, we only 5 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
We only 10 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
So here we are. The regular season is over. And we still have those same questions. And so the fans, the expectations haven't changed, although they've seen the Dolphins do the exact same thing. And so they're expecting to get a better result when they haven't seen that, especially against a team with a winning record, with the exception of the Cowboys. All the other teams that have winning records, they beat them. They beat the Dolphins. And so the fans' expectations are something that the Dolphins' performance hadn't measured up with all year.
Right.
The Dolphins' performance and fans' expectations have never been right here.
Yeah. They haven't aligned yet.
No, they haven't
aligned yet.